Shalom YouTube, it's the Mad Kelp. I'm here in the garden, and I'm hot, and I'm tired, and I'm sweaty, because I worked all day, and first day, right, 6 days shall ye labor. So, I figured I would show you guys, since you've seen the garden trashed, what it looks like now that we've got it in a much better shape. So, these are logs that next year we will get shiitake mushrooms out of. Our buddy Paul, who's part of our crew, showed us how to do that at our last meetup. So next year we will have shiitakes growing out of this. It's awesome. Now, the boxes are all full. Beds are all laid. These are all tomato plants. Okay, all the way down here. On the ends we've got some cucumbers and two different kinds of squash and a little bit of melon. So we'll see how those go. These are all Mad Kelp's favorite. These are all potatoes. Yummy potatoes. So those came from the potatoes that we got last year that we put in a box, and I pulled them out this year, and they had big old vines on them. We put them in the ground, and guess what? We've got potatoes. These are more tomatoes. These are all peppers. These are all bell peppers. The strawberry garden has been amazing this year. I've gotten half a gallon of strawberries out of it so far, and the critters have gotten very little because there's a critter trap. And if you want to know how that works, go look up simple chipmunk trap, because if I show you how to do that, YouTube will probably do something mean to me. So these are the asparagus, which again, we just let go to seed. Next year we'll harvest them. I planted a bunch more seeds, so hopefully next year it'll look a little bit different. As you can see, I put mulch down just about every place. So it looks really, really nice. This bed here is going to be potatoes. Again, I have more potatoes that are sprouting in a box in the lair, and as soon as those are ready, those will go in the ground there. In what used to be the greenhouse, and will be the greenhouse again, we've got carrots just starting, some little tiny tomatoes in the back, and peas. We've got garlic. We've got artichokes, we've got peas, we've got onions, and then these are jalapeno peppers that I started that just came in. I just pulled the compost out of my compost bin, and hopefully it'll make them really, really nice. You should have seen the worms that came out of that, man. They were a foot long and fat and all kinds of happy. So that's what's going on there. Now, I showed you guys the last time that ratty ass piece of ground that I was working on that was covered in black plastic. So what I did was I tilled it up, and the soil here is crap. I put a whole bunch of compost and manure down, and this is my bean garden for this year, as well as some nice spaghetti squash. So hopefully this is an experiment. Hopefully this will turn out to produce food, and either way, what we'll do in the fall is we'll put a whole bunch of compost on it again. All of the grass and leaf clippings from the final cuts of the year will all go on there, along with some square foot gardening mix, and we'll put the black plastic over it again and cook it. So that's the garden. Now, let me show you the other thing that we've been working on. Myself and the Grim Servant of Death. And this is the culmination of a couple years worth of work. Actually, we just really, really started building it this year. And this is our tree house. So hold on to yourself, because I'm going to climb up a ladder. Okay. So this is the tree house. 8 by 10 rope ladder. We're gonna have a pulley system up here so we can bring up snacks. Grim Servant of Death is coming over this weekend, and we will be sleeping up here in our hideaway treehouse. We're gonna put a line in there, put a tarp over the top of it, probably run an extension cord up here so we can run some light in and a fan because it's friggin' hot. But that's done finally, and this is $1,000 treehouse. With the cost of wood that skyrocketed this year, we got it about a quarter built before lumber went through the roof, but we got it finished, and it's it's about $1,000. So yeah. Let's see if we can climb down this without hurting ourselves again. Okay, awesome. What else is left to show you guys? We've got this. Here's yet another apple tree. This area I still have to pull all the weeds up, put down a weed barrier, put mulch on top of it, and then this is going to be all of my flower bed for next year. So we're going to put in lilies and hydrangeas and petunias and all kinds of bulbs and whatever, because I've never been able to have a really nice flower garden because the damn deer eat everything. But since we have the dog fence up, hopefully we will actually have a really, really nice flower garden in the spring, which would make the Mad Celt happy. This is the kid's truck. The kid bought a truck. We're learning how to drive on a truck. Well, it's not a truck, it's a Jeep. But it's, it runs pretty good, and it's all hers. And hopefully, 6 weeks from now, she will have her license, and she will be able to wander about the world freely, and I will get to sleep in on Shabbat. That will be awesome. And the last thing we have to show you is berry garden. I gotta go in here and weed this a little bit, but we've got blackberries and raspberries, and hopefully next spring we will have a bunch of each. So that's what's happening. So that's what's going on in the land of oh crap, that's broke. Hopefully you guys are all doing something, getting your gardens going, raising animals, bucketing food, putting stuff away, because times are silly. The world's probably not going to end on this Tuesday, but it may be a Tuesday in the future. So do stuff. All right, shalom.